For our third keynote, it's on integrative healthcare, the future. Our speaker is Anand Kuchibhotla, the president and CEO of Silicon Andhra. Anand Kuchibhotla is the president of the University of Silicon Andhra, a nonprofit WASC accredited institution dedicated to the fine Indian arts, languages, and culture. Under Dr. Kuchibhotla, the leadership of U of SA focuses on uplifting underrepresented students and serving the Indian American community while integrating cultural values into modern education. He has received multiple awards and honors, including the D-Lift from KL University, the Sporthy Award from Bamidala Foundation, and the NTR International Pratibha Award. Please welcome Anand Kuchibhotla.
The mic for me.
Thank you.
Namaste. Good morning. I'm the first one being experimented on a wireless microphone. Hopefully we don't get a... First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank the team behind putting this wonderful event. We all know that we can survive without going to a school. We can survive without going to a temple, church, mosque. We can survive not going to many places, but none of us could lead a life without having proper health care. Is this okay now? So given that, I just want to start with an example. I have a daughter who delivered a baby boy few months ago. She, her hospital is Kaiser Permanente. When she went for postpartum recuperation, the doctor gave some medicines and then said, I cannot prescribe you, but I recommend you to use the ashwagandha capsules. And she has to go to a supplement store, Sprouts and some other place, and get the ashwagandha capsules. And then I have a very close family friend who was diagnosed a couple of years ago with breast cancer. And she has to go through 6 cycles of chemo. The most advanced hospitals in the Silicon Valley. She went through her first chemo cycle. Her entire life was shattered, like you know that when you go through the chemo, the side effects of that. And then fortunately, she was guided by some wonderful people from Pune, helping her to go through a Ayurveda protocol. So when she went to her oncologist, she said that you can use it, but I cannot say that I recommended you. You understand what is the current situation is there. Trust me, me and my are the godparents for her. We saw the tremendous change right after that night of the chemo therapy. She was in miserable condition, but having this Ayurveda protocol, in 48 to 72 hours, she recuperated. Even her oncologist was surprised. After that, several of the people went through this protocol and it helped them. Recently, I met one of the very top interventional cardiologists. And he said that patients come, okay, whatever you are giving and all, that's fine. Is there something else, the natural kind of thing for my cardiovascular disease? Ladies and gentlemen, what we are talking about here is the integrative health. Dr. Kaipa mentioned it, Dr. Stewart mentioned it, the ancient wisdom what we have. Unfortunately, the integrative approach is somehow glorified, but at the same time, there are many, many, many hurdles for that. If you look at the integrative medicine, from our backyard, Stanford to Columbia to MD Anderson's to Johns Hopkins to everybody is doing a lot of research on that one. Somehow, the Indian knowledge systems, the ancient Indian wisdom that has been proved for centuries, that has been treatized, but that is not accepted. That's not accepted in the mainstream. The simple reason they say, let us talk to the yoga first. Yoga, meditation, transcendental meditation. Whoever experienced or experiences, they know the wonders it does for the mental health, for the physical health, or all. But unfortunately, several decades ago in this country, yoga was completely commercialized. Yoga was completely commercialized. For lack of better word, a few group of people, they literally control the yoga, how you are certified. Have you ever heard such something like that, 100 hours certified, 200 hours certified? Does it make sense for a yoga? And there is no check and balance. You write it, they give you a certificate. And then some religious institutions in 21st century recommend yoga is not for their religion. But fortunately, there are few people. Yoga was banned some time back, you know that, it was a cult, it was banned in this country and Europe by certain religious organizations. But today, there are books being written by Dr. Indraneel Basure and who is from Harvard, interventional cardio electrophysicist, something like that, most advanced. His book, now they are thinking of there would be a fellowship in yoga, in the mainstream medical education. So the thing and our perspective to these ancient things we need to change. And yoga, some of you must have seen, we have in our backyard in Half Moon Bay, there is a goat yoga. And the beautiful thing is, I don't have a presentation. And then latest fad in San Diego is snake yoga. When Dr. Kaipa talks about Yoga Vasistam, Patanjali Yoga Sutras and all these things, when you leave the fundamental thing and you turned the yoga into a mere aerobic physical exercise. As Dr. Stewart says, it has a lot more inner, depth and breadth of it. It is high time that we need to bring that science. Immediately people say in this country, anything you want to do, combining these systems, evidence-based medicine. If you are a leader and you hold forth for a long time, then you think anything what you say has to go. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look back this evidence-based science, 70 years ago, my grandmother who lived 90 years without having any of these hypertension, sugar and all, when she feels for every Indian calendar of the 11th day of the month, Ekadasi, she used it to fast. And on a Saturday, some people eat only one day. And if she has some problem, she went into the backyard and pulled a few herbs and made it some elixir out of it, drank it. She never visited a doctor. That's why now we have the American Medical Association approved lifestyle medicine fellowship. So when you want to see these kind of things, and the same with Ayurveda. You know Ayurveda, after this many years and this many centuries in this country, nobody can prescribe because Ayurveda is not an accredited program. By fighting our friends from the Chinese medicine, acupuncture, for a long time, physiotherapy was also not approved. The future, what we need to do is Recently, I visited Patanjali University in Haridwar. They have invested hundreds of millions of dollars doing the clinical trials into the modern 21st century, what the pharmaceutical companies are doing. It was mind-boggling for me. Spent several hours, latest sophisticated clinical trial equipment, and trying to extract the molecule out of the herbal medicine. I told them, it's wonderful you are doing it here. In the United States, all the research that happens is you have 6-footer and very select people. Recently, finally, our National Institute of Health recognized US is lot more, has different kinds of demographics. That's why they created with $1 billion allofus.org. Some of you must have heard or seen. They would like to take all different races, religions, personalities, when they are doing the clinical trials and the future medical research. When it comes to the future, in India, now the government is taking an active part. They formed a Ministry of Ayush. You know, Ayush is life, but Ayush means Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. And now they are introducing these into the mainstream allopathic programs. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me, we cannot survive without allopathy. And also believe that we cannot survive with allopathy alone. That's where the integrative approach is needed. Where we needed, if there is a critical thing like an accident and injury and all, there is no way without going through the allopathy. And then there are certain things all know the allopathy treats the symptoms. But whereas the yoga, Ayurveda, other, I don't want to even call alternative, but the integrative approach helps them at the root level, the cause level. For that, what we need to do is, as the entire global community need to come together and start supporting the initiatives to do the more research into these areas. If we have to go for the evidence-based route, let us try to do it with the kind of technology what we have there. We can do that. I would like to take one step back. Silicon Valley is not the Silicon Valley without the academic institutions like Stanford, UC Berkeley, and UCSF, whether the technology, information technology research, or the medical research, or biotechnology, that made the Silicon Valley. And here I need to market our institution. We have a University of Silicon Andhra. The entire goal is to bring these ancient wisdom, the Indian knowledge systems that are proven, and do them, teach them, do the research, and do publish. In Sanskrit we say Bodhana, teaching, Sodhana, research, and Prachurana, publication. We have started School of Yogic Sciences, and we have started School of Ayurveda and Natural Medicine, Sanam. And we are on our way to start a world-class School of Medicine Allopathy MD program by 2027. Outside the Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi, University of Silicon Andhra is the only university that is focusing to do the integrative healthcare, integrative medicine research, teaching and all under one roof anywhere outside India. So when we are talking about Dr. Stewart, when he showed it, he has proven that. And when Dr. Kaipa says, and I have one Dr. Manju Kolli from Ayurhitam is sitting there, and we all need to come together. And if we put it together, I'm confident the integrative healthcare has a future, will have a future, and will impact immensely beyond our imaginations, because the research is going to go. When we talk about artificial intelligence, the technology, what Sai Garu, what Veena Garu, what Kishore, everybody is talking about it. If you try to apply, there are no LLMs, really serious LLMs in yoga. There are no serious LLMs in Ayurveda. And you cannot just bring Ayurveda. There are so many things in Ayurveda. That's where we need to combine our ancient Indian knowledge systems that were there for centuries, combine with the 21st century. Artificial intelligence today is the buzzword. We don't know what it would be 10 years down the road. But we need to connect and combine and integrate them to provide a world-class healthcare for the population across the world. And I'm very happy to say today is a very important day. Silicon Andhra 6 years ago, on the same day, today is the 6th anniversary of Ravi Prakash Silicon Andhra Sanjeevani Hospital in a small village called Kuchipudi. Today we are celebrating the 6th anniversary. Kishore mentioned about freemium. For the last 6 years, we have been providing top-notch health care to thousands of patients in that rural area, next to zero or almost free. And anybody who wants to take, Kishore mentioned that one world, one family, we also work with them. For regular bypasses and all, we are still far away. Any orthopedic surgeries and all, if you have friends, it's a beautiful rural setting. Our building looks almost any American hospital here. We have the infrastructure. So we would like to provide free health care. And we are here to share that place, our healthcare, our philosophy, and the principle to make this thing happen. Looking forward to working with you all. We have the university is an accredited American university located in Milpitas. Let us come together. We'll be here. And if you want to see our hospital, we have a booth there. You can see a hospital, how it looks. Once again, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share the vision, what we have for the healthcare and the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very nice. Chala very nice.
Our next key.
Thank you.
Hello. Our next keynote: role of AI in predictive and preventative